Impeachment ho ni VP Sara, ang sinasabi ho ng inyong survey ay 53% ho ang nag-reject ng kanyang impeachment, pero 46% ho dito ang walang alam tungkol doon sa ebidensya. Ano ho yung, can you discuss it, sir?
So, yan, actually tama, no? You mentioned na medyo mataas yung mga hindi nag-agree dyan sa impeachment ni Vice President Sara. So there are perhaps two variables na kailangan nating tingnan. Yung unang variable is mataas talaga yung support for the Dutertes, no? So if you look at the results, meron kaming nilabas na tinatawag naming factional partisanship, kung saan minimeasure namin yung support for factions, no? So may tatlong factions: Duterte, Marcos faction, tsaka liberal progressives or kakamping. Ang pinakamataas na faction is yung nasa Duterte faction, which represent around 1/3 of all of the respondents. So that's the highest number of support for any of the two other factions. Pumapangalawa yung Marcos faction at 22% and liberal progressives na nasa 17%. Moreover, if you look at yung 33%, yung 1/3 na yun na sumusuporta sa Duterte, 60+% are already hard supporters. Hindi na mag-iiba yung utak nila in the next 24 months or until the election day in 2028. So what? So ibig sabihin yan, anything that, any issue that potentially opposes the Duterte camp, may it be the president, the former president, or the current vice president, will not be received very well by the faction. No? Maraming mag-o-oppose talaga dyan. Pero at the same time, marami din nagsusupport dyan sa impeachment. No? So kailangan natin tingnan din na siguro hindi lang yung pro-Duterte faction yung umu-oppose dyan, but also baka merong ibang usapin na gustong tugunan ng gobyerno, no? So for instance, baka maraming economic issues, and nakita natin dito sa aming report that really economic anxiety is the one that they want the government to solve, no? Through many pieces of policy, for instance, anti-inflation, decreasing the prices of basic goods, more jobs, and things like that. These are gut issues that consistently and persistently have always figured very prominently in any of the surveys, no, not just ours. So palagay ko, inisip ng mga tao, baka not necessarily against the impeachment per se, but perhaps this is not the right time to pursue that, right? But you're right, no? At the same time, hindi lahat ng tao, maraming tao hindi nakakaintindi ng evidence. So tinanong namin, naiintindihan nyo ba yung mga accusations against Vice President Sara Duterte? And you're right to point out na napakadaming hindi nakakaintindi ng mga evidence against her. So kung titingnan ninyo, no, kahit maraming hindi nakakaintindi ng evidence, hindi nila gustong tingnan yung evidence, marami pa rin nag-o-oppose dyan. So kaya nga, babalik tayo doon sa undercurrent ng ating data, na baka these are people who really intensely support the Duterte family, and therefore would not anymore change their minds even in light of evidence and even in light of other pieces of information and facts, right? And that's typical even among the other factions na nakikita nating may mga hard supporters din. So for Marcos, malaki din yung hard supporters ni President Marcos, pero hindi ganun kalaki compared with the hard supporters of the Dutertes. And then may mga nakikita din tayong hard supporters para dun sa mga liberal progressives or kakampings.
Alright, sir. So, you were saying hard supporters for the Duterte family, no? So, around 60% nga ako na hindi talaga magbabago hanggang 2028. So, ito ho ba yung dahilan bakit nangunguna pa rin si VP Sara despite all the serious allegations against her, continuing ang impeachment sa kanya? She got 35.9%. So, yun ho ba yung main na dahilan because of the strong support talaga ng mga Duterte supporters?
I think so, yes. So I think that's the number one variable that we need to be looking at when explaining kung bakit nasa top pa rin ito si Vice President Sara Duterte in the pre-election poll, no? So nagko-correlate ka kasi 33% or 1/3 ng lahat ng Pilipino are pro-Duterte, siya, nakakuha siya ng 35%. So may na-attract siya konti pa na mga undecideds and baka nakakuha pa siya from other opponents, no? So we have a list of 12 names in our pre-election poll. And so because we wanted to be as comprehensive as possible as early as now. So kung mag-change yung landscape in the next few months or even next year, na-capture na namin as early as now ng March 2026 or Q1 2026. But despite the long list, Vice President Sara is still leading, no? She's still the person to beat, but at the same time, I don't think that any electoral certainty is set in stone. It means that things may still change. And many things may still change, and actually it's quite early. And we don't see particularly itong tinatawag naming post-announcement surge that is typically associated with anyone who announces their candidacy. Actually, kaya kung titingnan mo rin, napakalaki ng undecideds dyan, 20% for president, 30% for vice president. Usually, the reason why they're undecided is because they don't see the names of people, but also because they don't know if their bet is actually going to run. So, pag nag-a-announce ang mga kandidato, nagkakaroon ng rallying effect, kumbaga, na nagsosolidify, nag-firm up yung support para sa kanila, nawawala yung level of uncertainty. Kaso, hindi natin masyadong nakita yan kay Vice President Sara Duterte even after nag-announce siya. So nandyan pa rin siya sa 30+% percentage points na level that we see from last year. No? So last year, nasa 33% siya. Nung November, nung nirelease namin ng November, fieldwork namin November, released early December. And ngayon, nag-fieldwork kami ulit ng March, a few months after, nandun pa rin siya sa nasa 33 to 36% na range. So there's not a lot of parang changes, although there is a slight change, but I wouldn't say that it is a dramatic and intense change that will basically tell us that the election is already set in stone in 2028.